Hey guys, hope you're all well. So glad I'm back. If you enjoyed my last vlog in Cardiff, can you give me some more ideas in the comments? Just because none of you, well, some of you give me ideas, but like not enough. And this week I've been really like unsure on what content to give you. So I've sort of thought about what you guys might want to know more of. Obviously, I've done a video on my dad. I've done challenges sort of thing. Yeah, I have done challenges because I did the American Candy Challenge. Jake reacts into my bad makeup. So I'm going to do some more challenges. Like, I want to do a video on saying yes to Freya for 24 hours. So that would be quite fun. But yeah, I just wanted to do a sort of video on like postpartum, not like deep. This is quite a deep video, to be fair. Not too deep, but I'm not going to go too deep because I get really deep in things like this and then I'll spiral off and talk about something else, and then I'll like go into too much detail and some of you might criticise me. So no, I'm just going to go deep but not too deep, if you get me. Yeah, so I don't really know how to start this, to be honest, but my postpartum, well, my birth was fine. So if anyone's like watching this and they're like, what is postpartum? It's literally after you've had a baby, like that's what it's called postpartum. It's just what you call it after having a baby. So you've got your pregnancy, then your postpartum. So that is what you call it. I feel really bare because Frankie broke my Tiffany necklace, which I'm gutted about, which my dad got me, and now I've got to buy a new one. So I'm bloody gutted. I feel so like naked around my chest area. I hate it. Sorry guys. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to like come on here and just talk about postpartum and how mine was. To be fair, mine, I don't know, because I don't really know how others have been. I know a few and theirs have been fine, so maybe mine was quite bad. I had anxiety after, I had low iron. I admitted myself to hospital, so if that's not bad, I don't know what is. Yeah, I'd say, so I had Frankie, I was induced, it was fine, I didn't have a traumatic labour. Mine actually went alright, it was quite quick, to be fair. I went induced, I went in on the Sunday, like, I can't remember what time, I think I was supposed to be in at 9, so it's quite early. And then I actually had her on the Wednesday, the 10th of March, at 1:13 AM, if I actually remember rightly, yeah. So I was in there a few days before I actually had her, because you have to like wait around and stuff, like bed, and like obviously to see if you've dilated and stuff. But yeah, it was fine. I only literally like, it took me like three pushes and Frankie was here, so it wasn't like, sorry to be a bit TMI, but yeah, it wasn't like traumatic, let's just say. I did faint after, and so did Jake, so if we'd have been on one ball every minute, we would have gone viral, so I wish that had happened. But yeah, I lost a lot of blood, which was gross. Thinking about it makes me want to pass out now. So that's why I had low iron, and then I came out, and it's my fault, the iron tablets made my stomach cramp like mad and made me feel really sick. So I literally stopped taking them, which is a bad idea. So if anyone ever does this, don't do it, because I don't actually know if it did make it worse or if it was in my head and my anxiety kicked in. I don't know. I've never had anxiety in my life till I had Frankie, and honestly it is horrific. I don't know if it was iron symptoms or if it was the anxiety, but now I look back, I actually think it was anxiety. I had like, you'll probably think I'm like mental. I was like driving one day and I knew I'd stopped the car. I was in like a queue of traffic, stopped the car, I could feel it rolling forward, but I knew it wasn't. It was in my mind, and I'm thinking, I was freaking out. I went to my mum and I was like, Mum, I don't feel right at all. I was like short of breath all the time, but it was like, it wasn't, because I even found the doctors like, you're gonna have to take my oxygen levels, I know something's not right. But they did it, and they were like, you're absolutely fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with your oxygen. Like, you need to stop imagining it. And I was like, but it's not. I can't breathe. But I could breathe. So I think it was all in my mind, to be fair. And then it got worse and worse and worse. I came home that day from when that happened with the car, and literally called 999. I was like, I swear I'm gonna like die or something. I felt awful. I've never ever felt like that before in my life, and it was absolutely horrendous. I was literally like, my fingers went all tingly. I was sweating, I was shivering, I was like shaking. I felt really pale. I could swear my lips were blue, but they probably weren't. That was probably in my mind as well. And I just felt so dizzy. Oh, it was awful. So I had that. I went to hospital. They gave me an iron transfusion because they said my iron was low, but that overloaded me, which I don't get. So obviously my iron wasn't that low. And then I was ill, had like flu symptoms. I thought I had COVID, but I didn't. It was the iron overdose. Oh, I was in bed like 2 days. I had a baby to look after. So luckily Jake's mum helped me with that. But oh my god, it was awful. And then what happened then? I had vertigo as well. That was like a month later. I didn't even want to get up out of the bed. The room was spinning. I had to like, not like lie down in bed properly. I had to sit up, head raised on a pillow, where I could swear the room was moving. It was awful, absolutely awful. So I took myself to the doctors for that, because at this point me and my mum were going on a night out, and I was like, Mum, I can't go on a night out, like the room is spinning. So she phoned my doctor. She was like, look, she can't put up with this anymore, and they give me these tablets that stop like sickness, like car sickness and dizziness, and they did work. And I took them for a few months every time I got like a spell of it, and it worked. And I've still actually got them in my cupboard. I've touched wood, I've never ever had vertigo since. Obviously I've been dizzy, but nothing like that. That was awful. I couldn't even drive, where I was like, this is gonna freak me out. It was really, really, really odd, and it made you feel sick where the room was spinning, if you know what I mean, like car sickness sort of thing. Vile. But yeah, my postpartum wasn't too bad. Obviously I had the low iron, and now I've got it again. But to be fair, I think now I've probably brought it on myself. I know people that have been on iron tablets for like 20 years, so I'm just praying I'm not on them for 20 years. But I've not had any symptoms this time from the iron tablets. Might be because I'm taking them with food, so it's like not cramping my stomach on an empty stomach. But yeah, I'm on them again. Twice a day I've got to take them, so I always take them with like lunch and dinner. But yeah, I didn't even know I had low iron again. I've just been getting so many gum problems again. I went to the dentist, the doctors, and they took my blood, and they said, yeah, you got low iron again. So that could be causing my gum problems. So let's hope it is, because I'm honestly, I feel really like, since I've had Frankie, I've had problem after problem. I really do. I feel like I've never been myself like I used to be like 3-4 years ago. Obviously you wouldn't. Like, I've had a baby. It's not going to be like a whirlwind of, oh, you're fine now. Like, no, it's not. But yeah. But there's postpartum, and then there's postpartum baby blues, which I had, which were horrendous. Now, I don't want any like judging on this, but because you could say no, they weren't as bad because of your dad, but yeah, they were. Like, my postpartum baby blues were vile. I didn't need help. I wish I had help now from like a doctor or something, but because I lost my dad, I just feel they were so much more worse. Because when I had Frankie, I was fine. I was in shock. I didn't cry when she was born, which I found odd, but then that's just me. I am an emotional person, so I'm shocked I didn't. I'm a sensitive person too. So and then after you had the baby, I had to go into like a ward with like other mums and babies in our own little like a curtain pulled around sort of bit, you know what I mean. And I looked at her. Every time I looked at her, I would cry, and honestly I could cry now thinking about it. I looked at her and I was like, I can't believe you're mine. I'm honestly about to cry now thinking about it. And then I used to think, oh, my dad, like, he's not going to see her. Oh my god, I could cry now. It's like, I'm starting to like well up. Yeah. And I don't know, it might just be me. Everyone's different, but when I had my baby, and I will be this, well, I think I'll probably be the same next time I have a baby, I just didn't want anybody around me for a week. Like, I know loads of people, my mum was the same, she didn't want absolutely anyone around her for a week. I didn't even want to see my mum, to be fair, that sounds awful, but I didn't want anyone around me for a week. Just give me some space, let me like get into the fact that I've just had baby, you're in that like baby love bubble with your partner, and I was like, I just didn't want anyone around me at all. It just sounds, that probably sounds really selfish, but no, because it's not even just that. You get all these messages. I had loads of messages, by the way, saying, oh, how are you, like, do you feel okay since you had the baby, hope you're well. But I had loads of other people that were like, literally like gunning for the baby, but oh yeah, don't worry about me, I've just gone through the like whole birth, the whole pregnancy of 9 months, and oh, I don't care, you don't care about me in this situation. I'm like, well, you should, like, if I went and saw someone now with a baby, I would literally say, look, I'm passing the baby back to you. After like 5 minutes, I'd be saying, look, you tell me when you want me to give you the baby back after a little cuddle. Because honestly, some people don't. This is what I'm trying to say. I'm going to make this really clear now, because people are going to take offence to this, but some people don't feel like that. Everybody's different with how they feel when they've had a baby. And I do not care how I feel about it, because I feel that way, I'll feel that way. You can't tell me whether that's right or wrong, because I feel that way, and that is how I feel. So if you don't respect that, then I don't really care. Because, and don't get me wrong, I think it's lovely, everyone's like, they want to see the baby, but yeah, okay, you can wait a week. Like, come on, I've just come out of hospital, I'm crying my eyes out, I've lost loads of blood, I feel faint, I'm hanging, I look like crap because I've just had a baby and I feel like crap. And I just didn't want it. I just wanted to lay in bed with my new baby, have some snuggles, get over the fact I'm crying 24/7. Every time I looked at the baby in front of everyone, I'd cry. I used to go around my mum's and sit there and cry, and she was like actually worried about me, how much I cried. But no one cares about that. They just care about, how's the baby, like, I want to cuddle the baby. I'm like, well, yeah, okay, I get that, but you should care about me. Honestly, it's actually so annoying. But anyway, I've learned from that now, and I know next time I'll be different. I don't know, next time I have a baby, I might feel like, oh, do you know, take the baby off me, I don't care. But this was my first baby anyway, so you can't really have any say on how I feel. And even your like partner might not even, like, Jake was really good, but they don't even get it. I say to him now about it, I'm like, look, this, that, you know, I say that, and he's like, well, no, if you're going to be like that. And I'm like, well, hang on a minute, you haven't just birthed a baby. Like, I went through so many emotions. I feel like they should go through it and go see how you feel. But I definitely felt worse. For anyone who's lost a parent, and I'm not saying that you're not allowed to feel like this if you haven't lost a parent, but for anyone that has lost a parent, you are not alone, because I honestly felt horrific when I had Frankie. I loved her so much, but it wasn't even just crying, it was overwhelming feeling as well. It would like come over me, like this horrible feeling. I was like, I'm gonna cry, and then it goes, and then it comes back, and it was just awful. I honestly could cry now. And I had so much like love and support, obviously, but that doesn't like win over the fact I was so upset. And oh, I don't know, I don't even know what to say, because it's just so hard. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so I had that anxiety, and I get anxiety all the time now. I've never had anxiety till I had Frankie. And then about this time last year, I had it horrific. I was actually sat in Jake's mum's kitchen, sat at the table. I was saying to him, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. And they were like, you can. And I knew I could. Well, I thought I could. But they were like, you're fine. I was like, I'm not. I felt I couldn't actually breathe. It's actually really scary what the mind does to you. Because I could breathe, I was fine. I actually took myself to, I can't remember why I went there. It was for the anxiety. I went to Boots, I drove myself there and I was like, I need to get rid of this. I got the Calms, like, I think they were lavender, like, capsules. Ugh, they were gross. I was like, I think Jake's mum said to me, go get some. And, oh, vile things, but they did make me sleepy. But I don't think they even helped. I think it's all in the mind. You can't even control how you feel. It's just it. I also got recommended by a friend that anxiety spray, like rescue remedy. That didn't work either. You can't really solve anxiety. It's just one of those things. And then I got headaches every day for like 2 weeks. I was like, what is going on with me right now? So I went to the doctors. They gave me amitriptyline. Like, they used to be depressants, but they're now like, they're used for like preventing tension headaches and migraines. I know I get tension headaches because my neck goes so like tight and tense. It's horrible. I get it all the time. Even if I sleep on my pillow wrong, if my neck comes off of my pillow at the bottom, I'll probably wake up with a tension headache. It's really weird. But yeah, I get anxiety quite a lot at the moment. Well, I haven't had it as much lately, but I do get an overwhelming feeling of it. Last week I even had an overwhelming feeling. I wasn't even doing anything. I have nothing to be anxious about. I've got a lovely life. I've got nothing to be anxious about. I just get this feeling come over me in a wave, and I'm like, I'm gonna be sick, I'm gonna be sick. And then I get like panic mode, where if I feel a funny symptom, I'll Google it, and then I get health anxiety. And I had my sickness bug last week. I was crying my eyes out in the living room to Jake, saying, I've got pneumonia, I've got pneumonia. He was like, you haven't. I was like, I have. I thought I had it. And then I said, I've got anxiety, because he said I had anxiety. And then it ended up being a sickness bug. But then when I had the sickness bug, this is really long, isn't it? When I had the sickness bug, I thought I had meningitis. This is what I mean, your mind takes over. It's actually really bad. Really bad. This is really deep. But I think you guys should know, because it can happen, and it ain't nice at all. I'll tell you that for a fact. But yeah, there's different things of postpartum you can go through. Like I just talked to you about the anxiety, about the iron, about how you feel when you've actually had the baby, like the emotions, and that I didn't want anyone around me at all. People will probably think that's really weird. I really don't care, because I know a lot of people that have felt that way, and they're like, I see it all over TikTok all the time. They're like, I don't want that person around me. I don't want family or anyone around me. When I've had the baby, I want like quite a while off, like a few days even. And like, you should respect someone's wishes. It's not hard. But yeah. Apart from that, I had a nice birth, and I'd love to do it all over again. I loved it. I loved giving birth. I loved being in the hospital. I loved all the like help and support I had after. Because don't get me wrong, I did have a lot of help and support from everyone really. Like my mum, Jake's mum, had so much support. But yeah, it is a real tough one when you have a baby, because you don't know how you're going to feel. I have loads of people that have said like, well, I know I'm going to be fine when I've had the baby. And I'm like, well, yeah, you don't know that. Like, yeah, you think you're going to feel alright. I thought that as well, but you might not. You might feel absolutely horrendous, and you might want to cry all the time, and that's normal. That's fine. You can feel that way. It's not like a problem. But yeah, I just thought I'd come on here really and like share like about anxiety and like postpartum and how you can feel. It is a tough one, to be fair, because you could get anything after you've had a baby. You might not get the low iron, or you might get something else, or I can't remember, there's other things you can get. Only there's like preeclampsia, but that's when you're pregnant. But yeah, it's a tough one, to be fair. But I just thought I'd come on here and share with you guys like how I felt and stuff. But I hope I've not offended, well, I probably have offended people, but I don't care because it's how I feel, and I know loads of people feel the same. So I hope you have enjoyed my video, and make sure to give me some ideas, because honestly you leave me in the like middle and I'm like, I don't know what to share because I don't know what you want to see. So yeah, make sure you give me some ideas, and I hope you all have a lush week already in August, like how. And I will see you guys soon. Love you all. Mwah.